Welcome to my channel, Wanderlusting Lawyer. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for checking it out. I usually post videos talking about products I used and experiences I had on the Camino de Santiago hike that I did through Spain last summer, including reviewing a bunch of hiking backpacks. Today I'll be doing something a little bit different. I'll be talking actually about a suitcase that I recently purchased after a long search for the perfect one. I was going through Europe for about 12 days, and I'll be in South America for another 12 days coming up. And the suitcases that I had purchased in the past couple of years have not really held up or performed as I hoped they would. So I did a long and exhaustive search primarily for what are called rolling duffel suitcases, which are basically a hybrid of a regular suitcase and a duffel bag, and combine the great features of both. A little bit of background: I had purchased a few years ago one by High Sierra that's held up decently well, but at this point it's all the plastic structuring. I can feel it is broken. I didn't really like necessarily the organization. I felt like the bottom compartment had no structure, and so it was hard to pack and hard to kind of leave my stuff in the suitcase. That's one thing I like, is if I don't have room to unpack in the room I'm staying in, is this suitcase going to be, helpful for helping me find things without absolutely tearing the whole thing up. So then the next one I tried was one by Nautica, and I mean, it's massive. It's great for long trips if you need to bring a ton of stuff, but it won't stand up on its own. It topples right over. One of the pockets ripped almost immediately, so that wasn't the right fit either. This time I chose a bag by the company Gregory, which is most well known for the hiking backpacks, actually. What I ended up choosing was the 32-inch split case duffel. Here's the original tag. It's in the slate black color. There was another color I liked, but it was sold out. And this is what it looks like. I'm gonna zip it up here, actually. So it's pretty big, 32 inches, but it'll fit in the airlines. And it's super lightweight. It's about 10 pounds. So those, it already met those check boxes. It was about, after my discount on eBags, it ended up being about $250. But I mean, it still looks new, and it's been through, international flights, which is an experience I've never had. They always look beat up after one use. So I think it's well worth the price if you can, if you can afford it, because I think this bag is really going to last. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about the features. On the outside, you see there are 3 handles, one on the top and one on each side. They're really thick and really cushiony, so it makes it easy to pick up even if it's very heavy, which I experienced on a train ride from Paris down to the south of France when I had to get it loaded on an upper level shelf. So that's a nice feature that I see bags missing a lot. Another great feature is this bar on the bottom, which means no matter how much you have it packed out, it's not going to tip over when you let it stand. You also have these compression straps, which once it's loaded up, you clip it in and you pull these cords, and it just makes sure nothing wiggles around in there. It can also help reduce some inches in the size of the bag. Additionally, you have these exterior little loops that I guess, if you're traveling with maybe like a helmet or different gear, you can clip on outside if it doesn't need to go in a plane. So that certainly helps make it a more versatile bag. Obviously, you have 2 wheels. They only roll forward and backward. They're not the 360 wheels, but I didn't find that to be problematic. And then the handle, it doesn't pull up very high. That's one thing to keep in mind. I'm 5'8", and I had no problems with it because the bag itself is high, but that just might be one thing you want to keep in mind. Additionally, there are these 2 external pockets. The front one is, here, I'll back up a little bit. The front one is a little bit smaller, but it has a really soft, scratch-free material, so that's great for cell phones, glasses, anything you want to put in there to protect that you might want to get to quickly. And then the second pocket is larger, different material, but it's big enough for, a doc kit, books, other electronics, anything you might want to get to quickly. I'd say probably even an iPad would fit in that one. So I'll open up the bag for you, but just to show you a little bit of the structure, I mean, this is all hard plastic here, and then that gives way up here. So it keeps, you know, it helps it to stand up, it keeps it strong, but it also means up here you can maybe fit a little bit more. And then, let me get it open. So, this is what it looks like on the inside. You have these two compartments. I'll show you them both more in detail. So this compartment here is great because these are two zippered pockets. So you can put cords, paperwork, you know, they're not super deep, but they will expand. So I just thought that was a really thoughtful detail. And then when you open this up, I'd say it gives you about 4 inches of room. You can fit tons of clothes in here, especially if you're rolling them. So that's nice. And you keep it, once you get that packed up, you just get it zippered away. And that way when you open your suitcase, if you want to get stuff from this side, you won't be disturbing the contents on this side. And as for this side, I think it's brilliant what they've done. They created this, it basically makes it into 2 separate compartments, so you have 3 compartments in total with this waterproof active shield layer. It zips open. You don't have to put anything in there. You're not sacrificing really any space because it's so flexible. But it zips open and allows you, if you want, to put shoes, wet clothes, dirty clothes, anything you want in here. And then there's still a good 2 inches of space on top of that, even if you have it packed out. So that's actually what I ended up doing, was I put shoes and some other miscellaneous items in that bottom compartment, zipped it up, and then put pants, shorts, pajamas and stuff on top of that, and then all my other clothes in the other part. And I think especially if you use packing cubes, it is so easy to stay organized with this bag. You just, you know, move the stuff that you have on top of there, especially if it's cubes, take out whatever shoes or anything else you want, and you can keep everything really nice and tidy. So I am absolutely obsessed with this bag. Just so you know, I don't get any money from Gregory or eBags or anyone. I just wanted to make this to help you guys because I couldn't find any reviews on the bag. And sometimes before you make that, you know, expensive of a purchase, it's a little bit nerve-wracking to know if it'll work out and to see really how the features come into play. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, I just really like this bag. I think it's worth the money. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.